Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your man Pristine, back with another video, back with another unboxing. Here before you is the Moto Z4. Just released, it was released last week, the unlocked version at your local Best Buy and other retailers. You could have gotten it unlocked online. Just released today at Verizon. Again, for whatever reason, I'm not exactly sure why, but it is still a Verizon exclusive. So if you want to get this phone through carriers, Verizon is the only carrier in which you can get this phone. But you can buy it unlocked through your local Best Buy. You can get it on Amazon. And it is completely unlocked, GSM and CDMA unlocked. I mean, so that is a beautiful thing, just having the ability to have your phone, own it, take it wherever you want to take it, and it's going to work with any carrier that your little heart desires. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, look, y'all, if I sound a little amped up, I'm trying to calm down. Golden State is my team. I just watched them take that loss, you know what I'm saying, to the Raptors, and I'm still very much so amped up, man, you know what I'm saying? So, man, you know, hey, all my Golden State fans out there, man, stand up. They had a hell of a run, and they'll be back. Congrats to the Toronto Raptors, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it, man, all right? Now, Moto Z4. First off, let's start with the price. The price, $499 unlocked, $499 at Verizon. Okay, now Verizon does have a promotion going on right now to where if you get this phone and you put it on promotion installment plans, I believe the price drops down to $299. And over a 24-month time span, Verizon, after two payments, after two billing cycles, will begin to credit your account. I think it's like $10.43 or whatever the monthly installments would be for a phone that costs $299. That's a really nice promotion for a brand new device here. All right, but I mean, full retail price, $499.99. Now, in that particular price range, there is some pretty stiff competition. You know what I mean? But the Moto Z4 definitely has a lot of things going for it. So let's get into it. All right, now, we've got a 6.4-inch 1080 by 2340 pixel OLED display, 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. We've got 403 ppi pixel density, and we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front to protect this device. We've got a Snapdragon 675 processor, so that's a different thing. Motorola has decided to take the Z series from a flagship to a mid-range as far as the processor. Okay, the Z series used to always have the flagship processors, you know, Snapdragon 835, Snapdragon 821 before the 35, I believe. But rather than going with the Snapdragon 845 or the 855, which is the current flagship 2019 processor, they decided to scale it down to a Snapdragon 675. Now, some of you, that may be a deal breaker. To me, it's not, because I've had devices that have the 675 processor in it, and it performs like a champion. And a lot of times you cannot really distinguish the difference between the Snapdragon 675 versus the Snapdragon 855. Okay, so the lack of the 2019 flagship processor, in my mind, is not a big deal. Okay. So again, Snapdragon 675 SoC chip, 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of onboard storage that is expandable up to 1 terabyte. We've got an Adreno 612 GPU. We've got Android 9 Pie, and this is a pretty stock Android device. I mean, so if you know Motorola devices, I mean, their overall look and feel is more so toward the stock Android side of things. Of course, it's a Motorola device, so there's going to be a couple of little Moto Actions and gestures and things of that nature, but not too much. I mean, they don't really load their phone down with a lot of Lenovo Moto bloatware, if you will. Okay, so looking for a pretty clean, more so stock Android experience here with the Moto Z4. All right, we do have an octa-core CPU. Now, here's one thing that I like. Okay, when it comes to the cameras with this device, Motorola decided to switch it up a little bit. 2019 here, you're seeing dual cameras, triple cameras, 4 cameras on the back, 2 cameras on the front. The only phone that has decided not to do that up to this point is the Pixel. And according to all these leaks, it seems like the Pixel is now jumping on the dual or triple cam bandwagon, and they did it last year too with the Pixel 3. Having dual cameras on the front facing, but then staying true to that single camera on the rear. Well, the Moto Z4 here has a primary 48 megapixel sensor on the back, and that's it. You've only got one sensor on the back, 48 megapixels, and a 25 megapixel selfie camera. Okay, we do have 4K recording on the rear camera at 30 or 60 frames per second, along with 1080p at 30 frames per second. We've got a dual LED, dual tone flash, HDR, optical image stabilization, panorama, and a few other things as well. Okay, now the battery, we've got a 3,300 milliamp hour non-removable battery, Type-C USB reversible connector 3.1, and there is a 15 watt fast charger in the box here. All right, the colors you can get this in is flash gray, which is what this is right here, and you can also get it in frost white. All right, now other notable features, we do have there's a single loudspeaker here, and it's been moved to the top of the device, which is a little bit different from previous Motorola devices, or I think it may be in a different area. I mean, they've always had that top mounted loudspeaker in the earpiece, but I believe it's in a different area on the phone, because this phone has that teardrop notch at the top. Okay, we've got Bluetooth 5.0, NFC, FM radio. We've got an under the display fingerprint sensor this time around, as opposed to the side mounted fingerprint sensor that we saw on the Z3 of last year. Okay, this phone is also 5G upgradable, so you can get the 5G Moto mod and slap that on. Now that's only going to work depending on where you are, because Verizon only has 5G up and running in certain cities. You know what I'm saying? So before you go out and spend that $200 on that 5G mod, you definitely want to make sure that you'll be able to pick up 5G coverage in the area in which you live, because I don't want you wasting $200. All right. So again, this phone is 5G upgradable with the Moto mod, along with all the other slew of Moto mods that are out there. This phone is definitely compatible with those Moto mods to enhance your overall experience with the device. All right. So we do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It is a hybrid dual SIM. Okay, so you can have 2 nano SIMs in this device, or a single nano SIM and an SD card to expand your memory up to 1 terabyte. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, this phone is GSM and CDMA unlocked. Now, this is the Verizon variant, but if you guys don't know, Verizon is now a hybrid network. They're only going to be using CDMA technologies until the end of 2019. They are converting over to a GSM network. And so now their phones, even though they don't advertise this, if you get a phone from Verizon and you pop a T-Mobile SIM card in it, an AT&T SIM card in it, or a Metro PCS, or a Cricket Wireless, any GSM network SIM card that you put in a phone that you got from Verizon, it's going to work. Verizon is now a hybrid network. Okay, like I said, they don't advertise that, but you heard it here at Pristine Mobile Tech. All right, now the build of this phone, it's 165 grams, which is 5.82 ounces, 7.4 millimeters in thickness. Okay, now Moto Z devices of the past, they have been very, very, very thin devices, because of the fact that, they have to create space to slap on that Moto mod. And then, when you put those Moto mods on the device, then it makes the device a little bit more heftier, a little bit more chunkier. But I mean, without a case, this phone is extremely thin. Now, in typical Motorola Z fashion, got the red box here, and red being my favorite color. I'm a huge fan of this, compatible with Moto mods, 5G upgradable, as I just mentioned. Back of the device, or bottom of the box here, you just got a bunch of warning and label information, a couple of different specifications for the device. Here on the bottom, you've got your SIM card, your serial number, IMEI information, all that jazz, blah, blah, blah. All right, now slide it out of its little sleeve here, and you see, got the red box. Now, if you pre-ordered this device, it came with the Moto 360 camera, and I'm not sure if you get it through Verizon, if that holds to be true as well. Now here it, and no, it's not. So if you buy this phone unlocked, then I believe you're going to get that Moto 360 camera mod that you can slap onto this device, and you got yourself a 360 camera. So here is the device right here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and peel off that plastic. Go ahead and start the device here really quickly. And there's your 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio right there. As I said, there's your teardrop notch at the top. Phone feels really good in the hands. Doesn't really feel any different from any previous Motorola Z devices that I've had. You know, they don't really deviate away from, you know, their build. And I know a lot of that has a lot to do with having the ability to slap the Moto mods onto them. So, you know, this is familiar. I do like this matte finish on the back here. That feels very slick. That's not going to be a fingerprint sensor or a fingerprint magnet at all whatsoever. My hands are kind of oily. You know, I was eating chips during the game, and, you know, I mean, I wipe my hands, but sure, there may be some little chip residue that may be a little greasy. And just touching this phone, you can see it's not leaving anything on the device. All right, I'm a fan of that. All right, so we'll set the phone aside real quick, and we'll come back to it once we go through the rest of the contents. Okay, so let's see here. So this is going to be our information, Moto Z4, important consumer safety information, Motorola legal safety and regulatory information, and then here is our SIM ejector pin right there. And I'll go ahead and just pull that out because I know you guys like for me to open up the SIM tray just to show you guys whether or not it is a single SIM or a dual hybrid SIM. Here is our Type-C cord. There's the Type-C port that plugs into the bottom of the phone, and here is the USB that plugs into the wall adapter, and then here is our 15-watt wall adapter. Okay, so that is all of your inbox contents. Now let's get back to the device here. All right, so again, 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. Slim bezels around the sides, are all around the phone. You know, so very attractive, modernized. You know, just that trendy look, what phones typically look like right now in 2019. Now, on the right side of the device, we've got all of your buttons. So here is the power button, and it also acts as the sleep button as well. There is some rigidity to that button, and I'm sure you can see that right there. Okay, and then on top of that is the volume rocker up and down. Now, at the top of the device, we've got a little noise canceling microphone. There is a little antenna line. What appears to be, no, actually, wait. So here's the SIM tray right here. So matter of fact, here, let me go ahead and pop that open really quickly. Okay, am I doing it hard enough? There we go. Okay, I must not be doing it hard enough. Jeez. There we go. Pop that bad boy open. All right. So you see that right there? So again, and I'll just take this SIM card out of it. Well, I'll do that later, but you see that? Hybrid SIM, nano SIM here, or a nano SIM here, or a nano SIM there, and an SD card slot there for memory expansion. All right. So I'll put that aside real quick. So yes, at the top right of the device is where the SIM card goes. Got a little antenna line, right? Noise canceling mic right there. And then here is the speaker right here up at the top. So the loudspeaker is at the top left of the device. And like I said, I mean, they had to move the speaker. Well, I don't know if that's a speaker or if it's a noise canceling mic. Huh, interesting. We'll see, because as you can see there at the top in the little glare, there's a little slit right there which appears to be an earpiece. So we'll see about that. Okay, left side of the device, we've got an antenna line. Bottom of the left, we've got another antenna line. Back of the device, here is all of those information pins for that. When you connect the Moto mods to the device, then that's what transfers the information to give the Moto mod its functions from the Moto mod to the phone. We've got Moto branding right here, and then here is our single 48 megapixel rear camera with that dual tone LED flash and laser auto focus. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get the device set up. I'm gonna put the video on pause for a minute, get to the home screen. We'll browse around the operating system very shortly, and maybe check out some of the features real quick and a couple of the functions, and we'll close the video out. All right, hold it down. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back in, and this is the desktop for the Moto Z4. All right, and so as I mentioned here, we'll go ahead and get a little bit up close and personal with the device. Beautiful wallpaper. I'm a big fan of that red and blue combination. Again, Snapdragon 675 processor, 4 gigs of RAM. Everything is nice and fluid. Swipe up, this is going to get you to your apps, and as you can see, a little bit more bloatware on here than I expected. Okay, so we've got Bingo Bash, Bank of America, what else? I mean, I expected the Verizon suite, the Verizon Cloud, and like My Verizon, all that kind of thing. Final Fantasy, Yahoo Finance, Hum, LinkedIn. Okay, we got 2 messaging apps. We've got the Verizon Messenger and then Google Messages right there. I use a text messenger app called Textra. I believe that Textra is one of the absolute best text messaging applications that there is. One, because it is so customizable. You can change literally everything to the last. I mean, you can just customize everything. But for 2, it also gives you the ability to do voice text, and I became a huge fan of that on my iPhones, and then Samsung on the S10 Plus here, they have voice text on their messenger app, and it's one of those voice text things where you can voice text anybody. Apple, you can only voice text people that have iPhones. Well, Samsung one-upped them, and you can voice text anybody, whether they've got an iPhone or an Android phone. And Textra, once you enable quick voice memos under the settings app, then it's the same thing. And I find that to be very useful when you're driving, taking your eyes off the road, trying to send a text message or whatnot, when you could just hold down the little microphone icon and talk and just hit send, just like you would on voice text on the iPhones and on the Samsung devices. And so it's called Textra, Textra. You'll find that in the Google Play Store. I highly recommend download that text messenger application right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I probably will end up erasing both of those messenger applications. We got Moto Help, Moto Z Market, Moto Notifications. Again, here's My Verizon, Netflix. Let's see what else. Smart Family, Yahoo Sports, StubHub, Yahoo Mail, Yahoo News, Yelp, and YouTube. So, it comes with some bloatware, but the good thing about it is you can erase those things. And be mindful, this phone is coming with 128 gigs of onboard storage. I mean, so it's not like, it's gonna, these apps that have been pre-installed are taking up a massive amount of applications on your new Moto Z4 device. Now, again, Android 9 Pie, swiping down from the top is gonna bring you to your notifications. Swipe down again, that's gonna bring you to all of your quick toggles. Now, as you can see, things are dark. Why? Because I've enabled dark mode. And so you can also do that under the display settings, and I'll show you exactly where that is momentarily. Turning on this device, there was an immediate software update, and as you can see right there, update complete. Your Moto Z4 has been successfully updated to version PDF 29 105.25.11. And so what that said was it is just updating bug fixes, just so that the phone has a little bit more fluidity, and it also enhances the user experience for the 5G Moto mod. Okay, so it's good to see that right when you turn on the device, the phone is getting updated, with things that need to be updated, as opposed to just, having us using things that may need to be updated and they haven't been yet. It's always good to see an update like that coming fresh out of the box. And so, me personally, I'm appreciative, of that. And I'm thinking too that because this phone, a little bit more bloatware than usual, but still I find that a lot of these Motorola devices, they do get updates pretty quickly. Okay, maybe not as quickly as the Pixels, but again, it's not a Pixel. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's definitely in the conversation of devices that usually run a more stock Androidish type of OS. And so those devices are gonna be more prone to getting, software updates and OTA updates a little bit faster. Okay, now if we, let's see, where is settings? Let's go into the settings. Now, the only thing that I dislike about dark mode on this phone is the fact that under the settings menu, it doesn't darken that out. You know what I mean? So it's like just about everything else is in dark mode, but on the settings menu, it's not. Now, on my OnePlus 7 Pro here, when I go to settings, you know what I mean? When you hit dark mode on the OnePlus 7 Pro, everything is dark. You know what I mean? Everything is dark. You know what I mean? So even the settings, and I like how you can, you can change, the little colors on the side. Oxygen OS gives you the opportunity to update all those things, or change all that stuff dark. Even on my S10 Pro here, okay, you will see that under the settings, it too, under One UI, is also completely dark. You know what I mean? So I can't say that I'm a huge fan of the fact that the device does not allow you to have dark mode under your settings. I mean, is that a deal breaker? No. I mean, yeah, I understand, you can go into accessibility, you can do inverted colors and all that kind of thing, but I can't stand how that changes. When you go to your home screen, all this is going to be like weird colors. You're going to have like neon this, or I mean, it just looks weird. I don't like to invert the colors. You know what I mean? So before you guys get in the comments and say, hey, Pristine, this is how you do that, I already know. You know what I mean? But I'm just personally not a fan of how that looks. All right. So unfortunately, unless you, download a different launcher on it, maybe you'll be able to, get dark mode under the settings menu. But when you enable dark mode under the settings, it darkens everything else with the exception of the settings. And you can set it, pardon me. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's go to settings here. So let's see, under display, you hit advanced, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you've got dark mode, and then you've got automatic based on the wallpaper, light or dark. And so I like the fact that it does give you the choice. All right, so let's go back, and typical Android 9 fashion, we've got network and internet, connected devices. Under connected devices, this is where you will see, this is where you can pair your Bluetooth devices. Connection preferences, here is NFC. So if you were looking for confirmation for that, NFC is right there. I have that turned off. Why? Because there's no reason to have that turned on, because I'm not doing mobile payments right now or transferring any information wirelessly or anything like that. So you definitely want to turn that off if you're not using it. Help preserve some battery life. All right, apps and notifications, battery. All right, so under battery, you've got apps are running normally. I like the fact that it gives you that update, and you can hit usage details to kind of give you a quick update as to what's happening with your battery. Adaptive battery on detecting when apps are draining the battery. Okay, I like that because it's going to notify you what applications are draining your battery, and you can force stop those applications and preserve battery life. Okay, now battery percentage. Now this is interesting. I've got battery percentage turned on, but notice at the top right of the device, can you see a battery percentage? So the battery percentage is inside of the small little battery icon right there. Now, if I turn it off, like, boom, I turn it off, then you just get the little icon right there. Then notice when I turn it back on, then that's when you start to see that. I'm not really a big fan of that because me personally, I've got bad eyes. I need to get new prescription glasses. You know what I mean? No one told me that when you get a prescription glasses that over time, your eyes will start to adjust to the magnification of the glasses, and they may start to go bad again, and you may need to go and re-up on some new glasses. I just recently found that out. So, for me, I'm not able to see those numbers even with my prescription glasses on. You know what I mean? Which is a problem because I always like to look at, my battery. Now, other thing that I can do to kind of remedy that is when you put the phone to sleep and wave your hand over it, or tap the display or pick up the device, then it tells you right here at the top, okay, I'm at, oh, come on. Yep, and there's your face unlock. But it tells you that I was at 53% right there on the lock screen. Okay, so okay, well there's that face unlock again. You know, it wants to work now, but then when I test it for you guys, then it's gonna be, you know, it may not be as fast. Maybe it will. But there's your example of the face unlock. You know what I mean? The face unlock does work on the Moto Z4. All right. But you do have, you know, adaptive battery, you know, last full charge 23 days ago, screen usage since full charge. You got a lot of information to help you optimize your battery and keep that battery staying power that you're going to need. All right. Now, display, brightness level, night light, adaptive brightness, wallpaper, advanced. Under advanced, you got sleep, auto screen rotate, colors. Now, colors. I like the fact that it gives you the option to where you can go with the more natural, boosted, or saturated. I'm a fan of the saturated. You know what I'm saying? I like colors to pop. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you look at natural, like if you tell like the background right there, look at that orange. Now you see the difference when you hit saturated versus natural. Okay, boosted, you know, it boosted a little bit, but saturated, it really saturates the colors, and I'm a big fan of that. You know what I mean? Some people may feel like it's oversaturation. Hey, you're entitled to like what you want to like. You know what I'm saying? But I like those bright, vibrant colors. All right, so I'm a big fan of that. I like the fact that it gives you the option to be able to do that. All right, so roaming banner. You know, when your phone is roaming, there's going to be a little banner up in the status bar that's going to indicate to you that pardon me, your phone is roaming. Font size, display size, screen clock, and device theme, as I've already displayed. Okay, now sound. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So speaking of the sound, so at the top of the device, right here, right above the teardrop notch, that is the ear receiver. Okay, and the loudspeaker is right there at the top left. It's not at the bottom. On the bottom, we have the Type-C port and the 3.5 millimeter jack, along with an antenna line and a noise canceling mic and another antenna line. All right. Interesting placement of the loudspeaker. Typically the loudspeaker is either at the bottom of the device or it's in the ear receiver. All right. Now, under the settings, under the sound settings, you know, playing around, you know, with the media volume, call volume, ring volume, alarm volume, all that. It sounds crisp and it's nice and loud. Okay, you're not gonna have a problem at all getting, you know, your phone call, you know, ringtone, or being able to hear it. You know, your notifications, whether it be text messages or email notifications or anything of, you know, your social media sites notifications. I mean, that little speaker up at the top is very, very loud, ladies and gentlemen. It is very loud. It sounds like this phone has dual stereo speakers. That's how loud that single speaker is. Again, I'm kind of surprised by the placement, but hey, I mean, it's a new thing that Motorola is trying. And my thing is, I don't give a damn where the speaker is. As long as I can hear my phone when it rings and them notifications goes off, it is what it is. The speakers can be on the side, on the bottom. It can be front facing, at the top. It don't matter. All right? So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, it is what it is. You've got your loudspeaker sitting right on top of your ear receiver. Okay? That's just the placement that Motorola decided to put the speakers, man. I mean, it is what it is. All right? Okay, so also vibrate for calls, synchronize the ring vibration, which is, you know, depending on the type of ringtone that you have, that's going to determine, you know, how your phone is going to vibrate. You know, pretty cool feature. All right. Shortcut to prevent ringing, phone ringtones, and then you hit advanced, and this is going to take you to your default notification sound, default alarm sound, dial pad tones length. Okay, screen locking sounds, charging sounds, touch vibration. And oh, and another thing I want to mention too is the haptic feedback motor on this phone feels very pixel-like. It feels very pixel-like. Okay, the haptic feedback engine on this device has been improved. Okay, you know, when you touch this device, the little vibration that you get, for one, it is very responsive. It doesn't feel like overkill. It's not one of those weak little vibration motors, you know what I mean, that just kind of makes the phone feel kind of cheap. No, it gives the phone a more premium feel, you know what I mean. You know, when you touch it, tap it, you know, whatever you're doing, it gives you a very strong vibration. You know what I mean? I like that, you know what I'm saying, because I like to know that, you know, it's just a a reminder that, you know, whatever action you're trying to perform, you know what I mean, when it vibrates, you know that you did it correctly. You know what I mean? It really rumbles in your hand, and I like that. And it's not like one of those crazy rumbles that'll make you drop your device, you know, but I mean, it's just one of those real good feeling, you know, vibrations. You know what I mean? I've had the privilege, I guess, of having some phones that had some very poor haptic engines, and the haptic feedback was terrible. Not the case here, okay? And so, you know, the haptic engine on the Z4 is very OnePlus 7 Pro like. It's very Pixel 3, 3A, 3A XL like. You know what I mean? You're talking about some devices that are up there when it comes to the haptic feedback because of the haptic engine. You know what I mean? It's been improved here, you know, in the Z4 over the Z3 and previous Z models. All right, so that's another thing I wanted to mention. Okay, now let's get out of the sound settings, and we're just going down the list. Display, sound, storage. Now storage, boom. Out of 128 gigs of storage, the pre-installed applications only take up 15.84 gigabytes. All right, which means that you've got plenty of storage space to put whatever you want on your device. But again, as I mentioned at the top of the video, this phone can be expanded up to 1 terabyte. All right, 1 terabyte. All right, now let's get out of storage. Security and location, Moto, accounts, accessibility, digital well-being. Now, I like digital well-being because this is also going to inform you on how you are using your device and what is taking up what when it comes to your battery. You know what I mean? If you are looking to decrease the amount of time that you're on your phone because of social media, or how long you talk on your phone, or how long you text, or how long you internet browse, if you want to really like get like an itemized, you know, just calculate it down to the last drop. You know what I mean? You want an exact number, a precise number of exactly what you're doing and how much time you're doing, you know, or how much time you're spending doing each and every one of these actions. Then digital well-being is going to help you be able to monitor that. And that's going to give you, it's a very useful tool to help you monitor how you use your device. And so if you're looking to cut back on certain things, digital well-being is going to help you do that. Okay. If you're just wanting just the information, just so that you'll have a general idea of how much time you spend on YouTube, or how much time you spend in Snapchat or Instagram or on Twitter or just whatever, you know what I mean? Digital well-being is going to help you do that. All right. So, yeah. And as you can see, there's been just since I've turned the device on, it's been on for a total of 17 minutes. There's been 9 unlocks. There's been 38 notifications. You see what I'm saying? So it just keeps track of pretty much everything that your phone is doing. Okay, got the dashboard, wind down is off. And so when you want to wind down, then you can set it to where, you know, the phone is going to help you wind down. It's going to help you put your phone down. You know what I'm saying? You can manage notifications. You can put it on Do Not Disturb, and then you can also show icon and app list. You know what I mean? And so there's a digital well-being app if you don't want to just go sifting through the settings. Okay, now here's the Google system. We'll go to system, about Moto Z4. Haha, pristine. Device name, Moto Z4. Haha, never mind that phone number if you got it, because the SIM card that's in this phone is coming out. So you try to call me if you want to. You ain't gonna get through. Oh man, I just hit you with a bar. You can try to call me if you want to, but you ain't gonna get through. Oh. Telling you, man, I'm about to drop this album, man. I'm telling you, man, platinum material. All right, yeah. So, yeah, emergency information, SIM status, okay. And I like the fact that we do have Wi-Fi calling on the device. Okay, hardware information, RAM size 4 gigabytes, ROM 128 gigs, display 2340 by 1080, camera front facing 25 megapixel, rear 48 megapixel. All right, NFC. True. Okay. Boom. There's that. And we'll go to advanced. I didn't even get into all this stuff. Okay, what are these gestures? Okay, double press. So double press the power key, none, launch assistant, or launch the camera. Okay, we'll just keep that as launch assistant. All right, preventing ringing. Press power and hold volume up together. Okay, that's new. I didn't see that. All right, now speaking of gestures. Let's go into Moto. And then we've got Moto Actions. We've got a ton of them here. Okay, so we got lift to unlock, media controls, screenshot editor, 3-finger screenshot, 1-button navigation, fast flashlight, quick capture, swipe to shrink, pick up to silence, flip for do not disturb. All right, so now a lot of these things I've got turned on because I'm going to use most of these actions. Okay, so lift to unlock. That's just if your phone is on a flat surface and you lift it up, the phone's going to unlock. All right, and it's going to, recognize your face. So lift the phone and look at the screen to unlock. So that's your facial recognition. Okay, media controls. Now, when I'm driving my old school 2008 Infiniti, and I'm listening to music, I've got the aux cord in there. It doesn't allow me to, the car has Bluetooth, but I can only talk on the phone, but it doesn't stream music, so I still have to plug in my audio jack. Well, rather than just messing around with the phone, trying to change tracks, I can just hit the volume button to switch the track up, or if I want to listen to the previous track, I can just hit the volume button down. And so I think that that's a pretty useful tool on how to utilize the volume buttons. That's pretty slick. All right, now screen editor. This is edit and share screenshots right away. 3-finger screenshot, you guys all know what that is. You just put 3 fingers spread out on the screen, kind of swipe down a little bit, and there's your screenshot. 1-button navigation, okay, I got that turned on, and that's what this little bar is right here. So it's like you swipe the bar to the left to go back, you touch the bar to go home, swipe it to the right to access different applications that you've got open. Okay, hold down on it to launch your Google Assistant, and then swipe it up to also get to your recent apps. Okay, and I'm a big fan of that because it really helps take advantage of that full 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. Now you can have the navigation buttons at the bottom, as you saw when I took the phone out of the box. Those navigation buttons are up there by default, so you have to change this in the settings. This is the direction in which most devices are going nowadays, and I've actually gotten more so accustomed to using this as opposed to the navigation keys. Okay, so you can change that under the settings. Okay, now we'll go back to Moto Actions. That's 1-button navigation, and it'll give you a tutorial on how to use that once you turn that on. Okay, so fast flashlight, chop chop, boom, flashlight on. Okay, chop chop, flashlight off. All right, and that's another thing that I like about Moto devices. If you also want to launch the camera real quick, flick of the wrist real quick. Okay, here's your camera. All right. All right, so there's the camera. Got it. Flick it to get a selfie. Oh man, look at that. Look at the picture quality. All right, hold up. Now, we'll come back to the camera in a minute, man. That is a camera to get excited about. Lord have mercy. All right, so back to Moto Actions. Okay, so quick capture. So that's what I did. So just flick of the wrist. That feature is called quick capture. Swipe to shrink. Okay, so let's see what. Swipe the bottom. So I feel like that works better. That works better when you've got the navigation keys up. But basically, that's your one-handed mode. So if you want to shrink the screen, then that's what swipe to shrink means. All right, that's your one-handed mode. Okay, so you've got pick up to silence. So when the phone is ringing, you just simply pick up the phone and it's going to silence the ringtone, and then flip for do not disturb. Or do not disturb. So all you cats out there living that creep life, know what I'm talking about? All you cats out there living that creep life, you know what I'm saying? You laid up with your main thing or you laid up with your side thing, and you don't want no drama, you know what I'm saying? You just simply put the phone on his face, and the phone is automatically in do not disturb mode. So phone calls, text messages that you might get, you know what I'm saying, from your other chick, you ain't got to worry about it. Now your lady might, the one that you kicking it with might start sweating you like, why your phone on his face? You know what I'm saying? And you have to come up with something clever, you know what I'm saying, as to why that is. But I mean, at least you know that the Z4 has that feature to where you just turn the phone over on its face and it's on do not disturb. You know, are you business folks? You know, if you're in a meeting and your phone is notorious for blowing up or whatever, and you don't want to toggle the volume or anything like that, put it on vibrate, man, just put the phone on its face. It's not going to ring. It's not going to notify you all throughout the duration of the meeting. When the meeting's over, you just turn the phone back over, boom, you're right back in business. Okay? So this ain't just applied to those of y'all that live in that creep life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, however you want to use that feature, it's there for you. I'm a big fan of it. All right? Now, we'll go back. Then we've got Moto Display. Okay, so peak display is interact with notifications and more while the screen is off. So basically what that is while the screen is locked, any notification, I'm moving my face out the way because I don't want it to read my face and open up. All right, man, quit rubbing it in. I know the Raptors won. You know what I'm saying? Okay, update complete. Okay, cool. Oh, now that in-display fingerprint sensor, it's pretty fast. Okay, touch it, boom. Takes you right into the phone, into the device. Now it's not as fast as the OnePlus 7 Pro here, but nonetheless, it's good. You know what I mean? It's pretty fast. Okay, now attentive display. What this is the phone will not go to sleep as long as you're looking at it. Okay, but you have to be in a well enough lit environment in order for the phone to do that. So you see how the phone just keeps, I have it set to where my phone goes to sleep after 30 seconds. And so you see how after about 30 seconds or so, the screen gets dim and I keep having to like pick the phone up or touching it to bring it back light to where you guys can see it. Well, while I'm looking at the device, you see that right there? It's doing it because I'm in front of the camera. But as long as the camera can see my face, as long as I'm looking at it, as long as it can look at my eyes looking at the device, the screen will not go dim, even if I've got it set for the phone to go to sleep after 30 seconds. I think that is a very, very useful tool because it gets kind of annoying at times when you're looking at your phone and, you know, you got it set for 30 seconds for whatever you got it set on to either conserve battery or whatever, and the phone just keeps dimming while you're trying to read something and you keep having to reach up and touch it or swipe up or swipe down or something to get the phone to light back up. So this is a very useful feature in my personal opinion. All right, now real quick before I close out the video, let's get into this camera. All right, now like I said, Motorola's taking the pixel route. One camera on the rear, one camera on the front. All right, 48 megapixel sensor on the rear, and yeah, things are looking damn good. So we've got photo, we've got video, okay, and then let's see this little grid here. So this is going to take us to our different options. So we've got portrait mode, spot color, cinematograph, panorama, live filter. And then video modes, we got slow motion, time lapse, and YouTube live. So you can record YouTube live from this phone. Nice touch, nice feature. Then we'll go to the settings. Photo size, okay? We can change that from 4.3, 16 by 9, 19 by 9, 4.3 at 8 megapixels, 32 megapixel, 16 by 9, 24 megapixel, quad pixel, or 19 by 19 by 9. I like those options. All right, video size. All right, y'all, my bad for that. Battery died on the camera. I had to go ahead and get the wall adapter out. Okay, so where were we? Video size. So as you can see, we've got 4K Ultra HD at 30 frames per second. Full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second, Full HD 1080p at 30 frames, and then 720p at 30 frames as well. All right, now, and that's for the rear camera. So for the selfie camera, photo size, okay, we got 4.3, 16 by 9, 19 by 9, 4.3, 6 megapixel at 25 megapixel quad pixel, 16 by 9, and then 19 by 9. All right, so those are the options for the front-facing selfie camera for photos, video, you can only record at full HD 1080p at 30 frames and 720p at 30 frames. All right. Slow motion size, full HD at 120 frames per second, or HD 720p at 240 frames per second. All right. Then you got a selfie photo mirror, save settings, save location, quick capture, tap anywhere to capture, shutter sound, assistive grid, let's turn that on, leveler, let's turn that on, watermark, yes. Well, I'll do that later, but I like watermarks because that helps me distinguish between which phone I use to capture that picture. You know, I've got so many devices that I'm taking photos with. And then under AI settings, which this is an AI cam, should be no surprise, auto smile capture, smart composition, Google Lens, and then about we've got Play Tutorial and open source licenses. And so those are our settings right there. And then of course we've got HDR mode. Here's our flash timer. What is this? Okay, oh, active photos. Let's leave that off. What that is just like live photos on the iPhone. You know, just when you take a photo, it records, you know, a couple seconds right before it takes the actual shot, and then it will give you the option as to which shot you want to choose, or you'll just be able to see like some movement in the picture before it actually takes the picture. And then let's see, this is auto or manual. Okay, so when we swipe, okay, so swiping from the side is how you get to those, to your little grid. When you swipe from the, okay, that's just gonna take you to your camera. All right, so here's our selfie cam right here. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick photo. Nice shutter speed, back up to Google Photos. Okay, do that in a minute. Oh man, look at that. Oh man, yeah, I know that. I mean, it was said that this phone's camera was a beast. It's proven to be true, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me go ahead and let me see. Let me get a picture here. Man, very nice. Okay. Quick shutter speed. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The detail, the sharpness, the color saturation, the color accuracy. Oh man. Yeah, I'm excited to do the camera review for this one, man. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because that camera review is going to be coming real soon, man. And then, man, this little smart clock in the back, y'all. This is the Lenovo smart clock. It's about 80 bucks at Best Buy. And my wife just gave me this as an early Father's Day gift because I have to work this weekend for Father's Day, so I'm not even going to be home to enjoy any kind of Father's Day festivities that they want to throw for me. But that little clock is really, really nice. You know what I mean? It's called the Lenovo Smart Clock. It's about 80. It's like 80. It's $79.99 at your local Best Buy. I'm sure you can order it on Amazon or whatever. It's got Google Assistant. It's a really nice little clock, man. Nice little smart clock. So, ladies and gents, there you have it. There is a quick camera test for the Moto Z4, and that's all I've got for the unboxing. Hope I didn't take your ear, talk your ear off, but, I'd like to show, as much as I possibly can. As I like to mention all the time, my videos are geared more towards educating and showing just about any and everything that I possibly can show about the device to help you make an informed decision on whether or not you do or do not want to spend your money and your time on this device. All right. Kind of hard to do that in 5 to 7 minutes. All right. So again, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to share the video if you know some, if you know some folks that are, kind of talking about the Z4. It's got a little buzz right now. Like before it came out, there was a little bit of controversy stirring up around it because before it even got unveiled, someone ordered one on Amazon and it got shipped to them. And they got the device and got to start using it before Motorola even unveiled it. Now, how that took place. I have no idea. I think it was a publicity stunt. I think Motorola knew about that. They had somebody order it just to create a headline that, hey man, you know, this new phone is coming. You know what I mean? And this is what happened. Because after that, then that's when people really started talking about it. You know what I mean? So, you know, nice little publicity stunt there with the Z4 from Motorola. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion. But yeah, you know, this phone's got a little buzz around it right now. So if you know anybody that's looking or, you know, maybe straddling the fence, or maybe they're kind of iffy about it, but they don't really know too much about it, share this video. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I plan on doing like this one, and to expose yourself to my vast array of videos that I've already done like this one. Got like over 200 plus videos up. A lot of devices on the channel. Make sure you stay tuned and hit that notification bell, because I've got so many more devices that are going to be coming. Alright? Much love to all of my subscribers. Man, I'm looking at that number, man. My subscriber base is getting up there, man. I'm at like 5,600 right now, man. I mean, that's... You know, that's exceeding, you know, what I thought I was going to be doing around this time. And not to say that I didn't think that I was going to be doing well and as active as I've been. But, man, you know, yeah, this thing is really picking up some traction. And I appreciate that. I couldn't do it without you guys. So much love to all you guys, my subscribers, all my new subscribers, man. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact that you stumbled across my video and saw and heard something that captivated you and that warranted the subscription. Much love, much appreciated. Keep it locked, because I've got so much more content to come. All right. Again, stay tuned, because I got that dedicated camera video that's going to be coming. Again, I've got the camera video that's going to be coming for the OnePlus 7 Pro here, along with the Google Pixel 3 that I ended up picking up as well. I know that I had the 3A XL, and then I actually ended up picking up a Pixel 3A. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be doing some camera comparisons, probably between the 3A and this bad boy right here. You know what I'm saying? The battle of the single camera lenses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what a battle that's going to be. What a battle it's going to be, baby. Yeah. All right. So, man, you guys already know, man. Please stay safe. Get spiritually fit in 2019, because we're definitely living in the last days. You don't believe me, man? Read Revelations. You know what I'm saying? Read Revelations, baby. It's in the good book. Get your life right with Christ, man. You ain't got nothing to be worried about. You know what I mean? Get spiritually fit in every aspect of your lives. I'm your man, Pristine, bringing you the content. See? This phone keep going to sleep on me. And I'm trying to look at the screen. Whatever, man. This is the Z4. Unboxed. Pristine Mobile Tech. We out. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.